Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I will explain the purpose of break and continue statements in JavaScript. I will open the code editor and I will show you some example of break and continue statements. The break statement is used to break an execution of a code and take out the control from the block of code. To give you an example, I will make use of for loop. I just pasted a code of for loop, and this for loop is simply displaying the value of I for 10 times repeatedly. Let me first save this script and I will show you the result, and after that I will add or explain the break statement. I'll save this script. I'll open the index.html file. So this is the result of for loop, and it simply displays the value of I repeatedly for 10 times. Now, if you want to stop the execution of this for loop at some certain point, for example, if you want the value of I reaches to 7, and if you want to stop the execution when the value of I reaches to 7, you use the break statement like this, break. So when the value of I reaches to 7, this break statement will be executed and it will stop the further execution of the code, and it will take out the control outside the for loop. I'll save this script. I'll refresh this page. So now you can see only first 6 values are displayed, and when the value of I reaches to 7, the for loop is terminated by the break statement. So this is the purpose of break statement. Now if you want to break the for loop at the value of 8, I will save this script. I will refresh. So now you can see only the first 7 value of I is printed, and when it reaches to the value of I at 8, it stops or break the chain for the loop. So this is the purpose of break statement. Now I will give you example of continue statement. Let me create a label for the break statement. I will say this is break and I will say this is continue. So you can differentiate between the break result and the continue result. I will copy the same for loop and I will explain the continue statement. And now I will replace the break with the continue. And I will change the value of 8 to the 5. Let me create some space so you can see things clearly. Now in case of continue statement, it only breaks the one iteration of the for loop and it continues with the next iteration. It doesn't take the control out of the for loop, it just skips the further execution of the code and it starts with the next iteration. In this case, if the value of I reaches to 5, it will stop the execution of this code and it will take the control back to the for loop and it will start with the next iteration. I will save this script and I will show you the result inside the browser. So you can see this is the result of break statement and this is the result of continue statement, and you can clearly see it continue or stop the execution when the value of I reaches to the 5. So you cannot see 5 between the 4 and 6. So in case of continue, it doesn't take the control out of the for loop, it just breaks the current iteration and start with the next iteration. So this is the purpose of continue statement.